Most people think L is the world's greatest detective. He's actually 3 of them. And that single fact reveals something about how he thinks that almost nobody in the Death Note fandom has genuinely unpacked. This video is not a character recap. You already know he eats sugar and sits weird. What we're doing here is going deeper, into the actual cognitive protocols underneath L's method, the mechanics of how he processes information, controls what other people know, and builds a system so airtight that even his rivals are him. There's one principle buried inside all of this that I think is the most transferable idea in the entire series, and I'm saving it for last. By the time we get there, the way you watch L will be completely different. Let's start with the one that most people sleep on. L operates under the aliases Eraldo Coil and Deneuve, the second and third best detectives in the world, reputations he built himself. So when someone tries to hire the competition to investigate L, they're hiring L. When people try to uncover L's identity, they usually fail because they contact one of the other 2. Think about what that actually means. He didn't just become the best. He manufactured the entire competitive landscape around himself and then used those personas to cross-verify his own thinking, out-arguing himself under different names. That's not a quirk. That's a system. He built redundancy into his own mind by externalizing it into fake rivals. And the deeper you go into how he operates, the more you realize every single thing he does is a variable he engineered, including how he sits. In episode 10 of Death Note, L tells Light directly that his deductive skills increase by roughly 40% while sitting in his crouched position. Most people hear that line and laugh, but sit with it for a second. His particular style of sitting doesn't just help with movement, it maintains mental alertness. Making himself uncomfortable keeps him hyper-aware of his surroundings, removing the risk of getting too comfortable. He turned physical discomfort into a cognitive tool. His posture is not a personality trait, it's a protocol. He identified a variable that affects his output, and he optimized it, the same way a professional athlete controls their sleep, nutrition, and warm-up routine. The difference is most people never even think to ask what variables are affecting their own thinking. Now here's something that almost never gets mentioned, even in deep fandom circles. L's surname, Lawliet, is pronounced Lowlight, and his real name, L Lawliet, is only revealed in the guidebook Death Note 13, How to Read, not in the manga, not in the anime. It was presented on an introductory promotional card. The entire story is designed so that most people only ever know him as a single letter. Even his identity is compartmentalized information. The name is hidden, the face is hidden, and the communication runs entirely through a buffer he controls. He only communicates with the world through his assistant Watari. Every relationship he has with law enforcement is filtered. That's operational security applied to his own social existence, and it mirrors exactly how he handles information in his cases. He controls the flow, always. Which brings me to the thing I flagged at the start, and it's the most interesting one. There's a reading of the manga, debated among readers, not confirmed as hard canon, so take it as a theory, that when L gives low probability figures about a suspect, those numbers aren't his actual confidence score. The argument is that when he told the task force he was only about 5% certain Light was Kira, he wasn't reporting his real certainty. He was releasing a controlled amount of information to watch how Light reacted to being under-suspected. The number itself was bait. Whether or not that's the intended reading, it describes something real about how L operates. He treats information as a tool to provoke a reaction, not just a fact to report. He's not playing chess. He's playing poker with real data, and that connects directly to how he was built to think in the first place. L grew up in Wammy's house, an orphanage for gifted children, which even produces successors to L. The point people miss is what that means structurally. L wasn't just a genius, he was a replicable process. The successors, Near and Mello, are essentially 2 fragments of his method split into separate people. One is pure logic, one is intuition and risk-taking. L has a very sensitive pride, being afraid to be wrong in his deductions and theories. His real fear isn't dying, it's epistemic failure, being incorrect about justice. That reframes everything. His caution, his paranoia, his refusal to close a case without certainty. It's not personality. It's a protocol built around avoiding being wrong above all else, including self-preservation. And the last principle is the one that I think is actually usable in real life. L's baseline assumption in any case is that nothing is accidental. Every inconsistency a suspect leaves behind is either a genuine mistake or a deliberate false lead, and his job is to figure out which. His default read of any situation is, someone designed this, not, this just happened. He assumes intentionality first and coincidence last. That's a mental model you can take out of the show entirely. When something doesn't add up in your own life, a conversation that went sideways, a pattern you keep noticing, the question L would ask isn't, why did this happen? It's, who benefits from me thinking it happened by accident? That's a fundamentally different starting point. And then there's how he closes the gap once he has a read on someone. Rather than accusing a suspect outright, L's move is to state exactly enough to make the other person believe he knows more than he does. It's a controlled information asymmetry, closer to poker strategy than traditional detective work. He bluffs with real information. The suspect can't call the bluff without revealing what they know, and revealing what they know confirms exactly what L suspected. It's a trap that only works if you never show your full hand. So let's put this together, because this is where it lands. L's method is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about controlling what the room knows. He manufactured his rivals, engineered his own posture, hid his name inside a guidebook, filtered every relationship through a handler, and treated his own successors as a methodology rather than students. Every element of how he operates is designed to minimize the chance of being wrong and to maximize the information asymmetry between him and everyone else. The sitting position, the aliases, the probability figures, the withheld reactions, they're all the same idea expressed in different forms. If you watched this whole thing and something clicked, drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious which one of these landed hardest for you. And if you want to go deeper on this kind of character analysis, the next video is right there. It's worth the click.